What's up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. Cheap Sense. Finally off. I got 3 days off. Well, considering what the hurricane does, because one of the trajectory paths that they claim it may take, depending on the, I guess the high or whatever you call it, they could come up the coast slowly, which would probably beat us to death here, or it could go straight across Florida and end up in the Gulf. But despite where that goes, I got 3 days off right now. I'm automatically off the weekends, which that has changed. We have a new director at the hospital, over HHS rather, our hospital housekeeping services, and he's like stirring shit up, and he's changed my schedule, so I will, after this weekend, possibly no longer be off every weekend. I may be off every other weekend, in which, personally speaking, I really don't give two shits because my time didn't change. I'm still 6 to 2:30, so I still have the rest of the evening to do whatever I need to do, unless I planned on going out of town or something. Then I will have to request it off, of course, but you know, that's a whole nother subject. But anyway, with this hurricane coming, I know Florida is probably going to get the brunt of everything. We're going to get it also, assuming on where it goes. But everybody down south in Florida, be careful. If you have to evacuate, please do so. Y'all know what it's like to be down south, the bottom, and get beat up constantly. Seems like year after year after year by hurricanes. And I know you guys are tired of it. It's expensive as hell. Repairs to your houses. You gotta buy gas if you're traveling. You gotta buy food. You gotta, you know, shuffle people around. You gotta make sure everybody's safe. So please take heed to all the warnings that your local government gives you. If you have to leave, please do so. Don't try to ride it out, because Florida, like I said, it gets beat. The Bahamas and Cuba and all the places, they really get it, man, and I feel for them people. But anyway, what I really wanted to do, first off, let me grab this, and don't laugh at my Fred G. Sanford walk. This actually is the first time I've worn this fragrance since I've bought it, and I actually like this one. If anybody is looking for something inexpensive and clean, soapy type fragrance, pick up this one from Lucky You brand. I don't have the box because I give two shits about the box, but I passed on this fragrance plenty of times. This thing says America's favorite on the side. I never knew that. But anyway, has a little 4-leaf clover on the front. But I passed on it because it was just a cheap ass fragrance, and I really wasn't into the cheapies at first. I was just going and buying whatever, and I didn't think that this was good. Even the reviews really said not to deal with it. But for some strange reason, people's minds started changing about this fragrance, and I ran into a few reviewers who said this is actually pretty decent. And I bought it and I smelled it, and instantly when I smelled it, I liked it. I kept being hesitant with it though, and not wanting to buy it. But if somebody's looking for something just clean, kind of fresh, soapy, this is very inexpensive. You can find this probably about $7 to $9 at your local Ross, TJ Maxx, Bells, Marshalls, places like that. Burke's. It's Bells here, but it's Burke's somewhere else. But not bad at all. If you just want to smell clean, you want to smell fresh, soapy. Nobody's ever told somebody that they smell too clean or too fresh or too soapy. And I wore this one tonight just because, you know, I work at a paper mill and I really don't too much care about putting on fragrances because I'm not trying to really impress anybody at that job anyway. But I'm really not trying to impress anybody anywhere. But I do like to smell good, and this was pretty good. It lasted. I was only at work for 5 hours, so I only sprayed like maybe 4 or 5 sprays of this on me. Nobody really was around me today, so it didn't make a difference. But I will try to wear this to work just to see what happens. But it's not a bad fragrance, so that's what I wore tonight. Now I was in the middle of doing a comparison video, and in which I knocked this off the counter and broke it. Not this particular one. This was bought and sent to me by a subscriber, and I didn't even think to look his name up again before I did this video, because I was going to give him the shout out. We already talked a little while ago, and he told me I was welcome for the fragrance, and I thanked him again. But I do want to get his name and do a actual shout out of his name. That's important to me. It may not be important to him, but to me, it's important. So, as all of you guys are important to me, don't get it twisted. It's not just certain people. If I can remember who you are, or I can see the comments and remember them, then, you know, I'll give you the shout out. But I will be trying to get his name from the comment section and give him a proper shout out for sending me this. But the comparison was of this Lucky Love and Luck and Sean John's Unforgivable is what I was trying to do, and then I knocked this off the counter and broke it. So let's try this again. So I'm gonna spray 3 good sprays of Unforgivable. Man, that smells so nice. And I need to start wearing this. I've only worn this maybe twice. I need to start wearing it. And get myself 3 good sprays of that. Now, they're not identical. Not on the opening anyway. The Unforgivable one, it smells a little softer. The Love and Luck one, it feels like it has a little bit more depth to it. Depth. Damn, I can't even talk. Depth. Yeah. They're close. They're not like 95 to 99% close. It's more like 80% close. If I had to choose between the two to purchase again versus not purchasing again, it's kind of hard now because Love and Luck is drying down and it smells more closer now. Right now I'm at 90% close, because the opening of Love and Luck, it smelled like it had a tad bit more, like a little bit of sweetness to it. I don't know what exactly is in it, but it just felt like heavier. But it's like 90 something percent close now, being that they're drying down. If I had to pick one, I probably would pick Love and Luck to go with again if I ran out of this, and which I'm pretty sure I'm not. But if I ran out of this again, or drop it, or God forbid I drop it, or whatever happens, I would buy this one over the Unforgivable. Don't get me wrong, Unforgivable smells great. It just seems like Love and Luck has a little bit more depth to it. If that makes sense to you guys. Anyway, next up, I know this is not the vintage version of CH Men, and I got this from a subscriber in a trade, and I always wanted to get my hands on it, but since I couldn't get my hands on it until recently, I went ahead and got the next best thing, and it is Bentley Momentum Intense. And I ordered this one from either Fragrance X or Fragrance Net, one of the two. And if you cannot find either this version or the vintage version of CH Men by Carolina Herrera, and you don't want to pay the price that people are charging for this, because let me tell you, regardless of whether it's vintage or not, just because it has CH Men name on it and it's the one that people like, besides the Privé, people tend to, especially when something is hard to find or discounted, they tend to price gouge, and they put those ridiculous ass high prices on shit, and you do not have to go out and spend $100 and something for something like this and get shitted, feel like you got shitted on, when you can purchase this that smells damn near identical to this for way less the price. And don't be fooled by those people who are out here selling these on their websites and stuff like that for 40, 50, and 60 bucks when you can order this online. Fragrance X has this for $29.97 or $29.98 or something like that, and I heard somebody say that they sell this for like 40 some odd dollars. Like, don't fall for that kind of crap, man. Do your homework, look around, shop around. You can find this for way cheaper than that. People are out here trying to get over on other people, and us as reviewers, we shouldn't do stuff like that. I know it's all about business in some people's minds. It's mostly all about making a dollar, and I give two shits about making a dollar off of anything. Yes, I do sell some of my fragrances. I do trade some of my fragrances, but this is not a big business for me. I don't have some fancy website to where you can go to and buy fragrances. This is all stuff I did the legwork, and I purchased with my own hard-earned money, was in my personal collection. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get rich off of none of this shit. But for people to be trying to scam you and shit you and tax you an extra $10, $15, $20 for something, like, that's ridiculous. But this can be had for like 20 something to $30. Anything more than that, don't even fall for it, man. Unless you just hard off and just want it right then go for it. It's your money. You do what you want to do with it. But this is not worth anything more than $30. At the max, I'll say $35. Anything above that, you just hit it yourself. Anyway, that's about all I have, guys. I'm gonna take me a shower and lay it down. I am tired, and I'm getting ready for this long weekend. I don't have any plans necessarily, but if I do something or I decide to go to a store, I don't do those in-store videos anymore for now, because it's like a waste of time going into a store and recording a video and uploading it and all that, and you don't even find anything. So what's the purpose? My guy over at Scent Nation, I watched one of his videos earlier today, and he found a Bond No. 9 fragrance. I don't know which one it was, but it was like $99, which was cool. He also found another Abercrombie and Fitch Extreme, which I've been looking for it. I went to Marshall's here recently, and they didn't have it, but I did find the blue version at TJ Maxx here across the street, and it's pretty good. So if you find that one, make sure also, guys, you check the women's department, because my guy over at Scent Nation and another guy that I frequently talk to, he messaged me earlier, sent me a picture that he found the same one, the extreme version of Abercrombie and Fitch in the women's section. So make sure you guys are checking the women's section. I've learned that a while back. Sometimes people don't know whether something is women or men, or I don't know if they're just lazy and just put shit out wherever. But sometimes you can find men's fragrances in the women's department. Like I found, I think it was Invictus Aqua, the 2018 version, in the women's section. And I don't have it now, but I should have kept it. But I did find that there, and I think I found something else in the women's department also. But that's about all I have for you guys. If I come up with something else, I'll let you guys know. And me and my guy over at Scent Nation, we always talk and we bounce ideas off of each other. So he's pretty much going to do the same thing on his end. Show you guys the price differences, versus buying it from somebody who is price gouging and what you can find it for elsewhere. Like, that's a big deal. Like, people are actually out here trying to save money, and people are trying to, scam and get over. In which, nothing wrong with trying to make $1 for yourself. You don't want to always break even. You want to make more. But, like, getting over on people when they know they can find something, the same shit somewhere else for cheaper, it makes no sense. And, that same person is going around and basically, what do they call it? He's basically being an ass, and instead of going to Ross and TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Bells and places like that, Burlington Coat Factory, to show you what you really could find in stores, discount stores, they're going to like the Dollar Tree, and even Walmart is a pretty decent place to buy fragrances also, even though some of their prices may be a little higher than usual. But you can find decent fragrances in there also. Like a subscriber of mine bought Fahrenheit from Walmart, and it runs like $49.99 or something like that, about $50 in a trade. So you can find some good fragrances there, but instead of doing the right thing, they want to be whatever. So it is what it is. But I'm out of here, guys. Here's to smelling good. Peace.